There we go. Look at all these beautiful people.
Hello.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning,
I
Rob.
only know, Mac, I only know like 99% of the people on this call. So I guess I'm going to have to get to know that other one. If the 99% already know me, what are you all doing on this call? You already know everything that I'm going to tell you.
No, we don't.
I'm here to see the other cats.
We want to learn from the master.
Oh, Marty, you're the master. I'm just a puppeteer. Mac, you want to share a screen with the agenda, or did you want me to do that?
That's why it's already rolled over to 2020.
You're on mute.
Yeah, if you have it, we can do that. I was thinking we would just jump in, but yeah, cause let me get this.
We can do it all. We have that power.
Yeah.
Power of the Zoom. What's the expression, Mac? The Zoom in the room. What was that?
Zoom in the.
There's room in the Zoom, Rafi. There's room in the Zoom.
Well, there's room. But what was the first? It was like a two-set
Oh yeah,
thing.
I said to you. I said the kettle is on and there's room in the Zoom.
Oh,
The kettle is on and there's room in the Zoom. I love it.
I like it.
I like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
As long
Yeah,
as it's
but-
not the kettle calling the thing black or whatever the expression is.
Thank you. I'm
The
here
pot
all
calling the
day.
kettle black.
That's also true. Now, where is that agenda? I know it's here, Mac. I know you sent it to me because we just discussed this yesterday. So, you know what the problem is with restarting your computer? You lose every single tab you've worked on for the past 4 days.
Yep.
Why don't you check, are you talking tabs online? Because you can check in your history.
No, the question is, it's a good point. It's a very good point.
But if you're, I don't know what computer you're using, but if you're on Apple, you could just go to Open Recent and it'll show you the recent documents.
Nope, not using an Apple. I found it, but it's cool. We're all good.
Chrome allows an extension that you might want to try out that allows you to save all your tabs, even if you close the browser.
You know, it's a good thing we have a lawyer in Florida. And Carlos, where are you? You're in Jersey?
Kew Gardens.
Kew Garden Hills. Kew Gardens or Kew Garden Hills?
Kew Gardens.
A little known tidbit, Joseph Katz and I lived in Kew Garden Hills.
How about those years?
Yeah. I'm actually Metropolitan Lefferts on that side.
Oh, that's the good side. We lived on the other side of the tracks. By the way, this is being recorded. Mac, I don't know, Mac or Joseph, I've had to repeat that repeatedly, and that makes it like 3 times that I repeat it. We are recording everything, so make sure you are smiling the whole entire time. Never touch your face or do anything Corona-esque. All right, I am gonna share my screen. Let's see. Uh-oh, someone's texting me already. That's not good. How do I look this morning? Do I look good?
Excellent.
great.
Your hair is particularly good today, Rafi.
You know what? Coming from you, Jennifer, I know the humidity. The humidity has been terrible.
A bear.
Terrible for all you people.
Was that humidity or humility?
Oh, there's the pun of Roy.
Hi, Roy.
By the way, I didn't mean to share my presentation. I meant to share the agenda, which we're almost there. Mac, you're letting people into the room, right? We're up to 40, 41. Wow. I feel good this morning.
You're special.
Thank you, Ken. I'll be referring to you and LinkedIn this morning. So
Cool.
that's a shout out to you. Let me share which screen. I want to share this one. That's what I want to share. All right. So everyone, it's 9:37. Welcome. We are already off schedule. Mac, did you want me to just take the show? You want to introduce yourself?
It's all you, baby.
Okay. Joseph, where are you, my friend? You want to introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, Joseph Katz, work for Kettle Space, known Rafi for many, many years. You're in for some fun, as you probably already know. And for those of you who know him, Mike wants us as well. But we'll have fun today, and Rafi will share a lot of good information. So,
And if you didn't see our promo for this, you have to watch it. I believe it's classic. I think it's going viral. So anyway, this is the agenda. We're saying hello right now. I'm going to give you an overview of the event. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Kettle Space, even though I think Joseph or Mac should, but that is not going to be discussed right here. And if you encounter any difficulties in the breakout room, please message Kettle Space, AKA Mac. So right now we're gonna have some introductions. We're gonna break out into breakout rooms. How many people do we have? We've got 42 now. We up to 42? So breakout rooms of 5 people for about 10 minutes, so you can get to know who else is on the call. Then I'm going to present on how do I look, and thank you for the already complimentary compliments on my hairstyle this morning. And then we're going to have Q&A, and then we're going to wrap it up. If you have any questions, put them in the Q&A or put them in the chat. And don't forget to mute yourselves if you have children, pets, gardeners. I have right over here next to my living room window. Every now and again, someone's mowing their lawn, and I try to yell out the window and tell them to stop mowing their lawn, but they don't hear me. So trying to mute yourself if you're next to noisy things. So just a little bit about Kettle Space. Joseph, you want to take it over, or should I?
it's your show, Ross. Go for it.
Oh, come on. All right. Anyway, if you're not familiar with Kettle Space, Kettle Space is incredible. Kettle Space is incredible. Marty Katz, Marty, raise your hand and wave hi to everyone. Marty Katz and I met at WeWork, and I'm not plugging that company anymore. I'm plugging Kettle Space, because Kettle Space is this incredible community. It's really inexpensive. It was really inexpensive, and they were meeting up at 17 physical locations, BC, before coronavirus. Now we've moved to an online platform, and Joseph or Mac, do you want to give a plug to how many thousands of members we have now?
Thousands of members across New York City, but so now across the world. People from all over the states and different countries throughout the world have joined to connect with other members and participate in these events, as well as our Slack channels, and share value in our marketplace, for lack of a better term, knowledge exchange and so forth. So
yeah.
Also, if you're not already signed up, you should go check it out and see what's going on.
Yes. Did we mention that it is complimentary now? I mean, I truly believe Kettle Space is going to take over the whole entire market of co-working, and we can talk about that some other time. But there's also a Slack message board and discounts on products and services. And don't forget, we'll be sending out a follow-up email to register while we're doing that. I'm also always in favor of putting your LinkedIn into the chat so that other people can get to know you. And when we go into breakout rooms, I'm going to post up the Google Doc did we put the Google Doc here? Yes. So here we go. I'm going to copy this and I will put this into the chat. And all right, everyone should now have access to the Google Doc. If there's a problem, once again, Mac, who is the Kettle Space guy with the glasses, wave hello, Mac. Talk to Mac, and he will help you with this. But don't mess up the Google Sheet. That's my message. All right, Mac, take it away. Put us into breakout rooms, please.
Hey guys, so we just opened breakout rooms. For those of you who may have joined late, you may not have gotten the option to join, but we're just taking 10 minutes just to introduce ourselves to each other. And then we're going to get started with Rafi's presentation. My name is Mac. See a couple of you. Ralph, I remember you. How's it going? I work for Kettle Space, the event coordinator. So I just help organize this with Rafi. Yeah, if any of you, I'm zooming from upstate New York on a farm currently where I've been quarantining. Yeah, that's me. If anyone wants to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Fran Pomerantz. Nice to meet you. I am in the cement jungle of Manhattan and very happy.
Nice.
I do executive search, retained search, and professional coaching for people in career transition, the inception point of their career, the time of should I stay or should I go? If I stay, how am I better? If I go, how do I get there? And today, as you can imagine, it's a very different time than pre-March 1st. So
right.
Nice to see everybody here and learn a little bit about what everybody else is doing. Thanks for putting it together.
Totally. Thanks for joining. Let's see here. I'm just going to let one more person in here.
Hi. I don't know whether I'm muted. I'm Doris. Oh, no, I'm muted.
No, now you're muted. Sorry, you were unmuted before.
I'm sorry. Okay, I do these so often. I don't know how I did that, but everybody sets it up differently because of that Zoom bombing. I'm Doris Amsterdam Backman. I'm the CEO and founder of DAB Interior Design, and I'm a 5-time nationally award-winning architectural interior designer. And I've been in business for 35 years. And I'm attending this to find out more information about, how I'm appearing in SEO on my business, etc. I don't know whether I'm, doing that properly. I'm, I'm learning. So, I'm looking to improve that and maybe work with somebody to do that.
Great. Well, you're in the right place.
Fortunately, I'm in Manhattan, and I have a home office anyway, so I do a lot of work, and I'm transitioning my business to not just having to go places, but also to do design and not have to always go there. And with Zoom and other things and a team that I work with, it makes it very possible for me to do that and still be on top of the job on a daily basis.
Excellent. Thanks for joining. Max, I know you just joined. We're all in breakout rooms, but we're just going around introducing ourselves. I don't know if you are camera ready, but feel free to share what you do, where you're calling from, all that jazz. Okay, you might not be quite ready. All right.
Hey, I was just going to say, Doris, if we stop learning, we're dead. So good for you. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Something, I've been doing this for years. I love learning. Okay. I'm like a junkie for learning new things because things are changing all the time. Okay. And I'm pretty up on what's going on and have stayed that way. Obviously for 35 years because it's been easy for me, I just have a lot of experience and although my business has certainly changed, okay, I started off with a showroom with having 15 people working for me. And I'm like, oh, thank God I don't have that anymore. Although I was very successful, if I had that in the middle of COVID, I would have slit my throat because of, the expenses of running the place. And now I do things, I have a team and they don't all have to work for me. They're all in their own businesses and they're top notch and I can do it all virtually. And it's great. I really like it, and it's made my life so much easier because as a designer, I found that I was doing more administrative work than design towards the end of, although successful, I love doing the design and working with the clients, and I wasn't doing that as much as I would have liked. You have to change and
Sorry. What do you do besides sit on a farm, which sounds lovely? Do you farm the farm?
Oh, me? So it's a recent thing. I actually, my friends own the farm. So I just I was in Brooklyn during COVID. So I escaped up here and it's kind of in the early stages of becoming a farm operation. So they have apple orchards and they're going to use it primarily. I probably shouldn't call it a farm. It's more like a homestead. They're going to use it primarily for growing medicinal herbs.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Will they work with people who want to put herb gardens in their home? Do you know?
Possibly. Yeah. They're not.
I'd be interested in that because I'm designing a whole renovation. And we're putting an herb garden in the kitchen, so that would, be of interest to me.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to. I'll be in the contact sheet, so I'd love to connect after this. Again, my name's Mac.
Mac.
I show up at Hill Space, but that's just the company I work for. All right, hey Rafi, I'm gonna give a 1-minute warning on all the breakout rooms.
Yeah. Oh, I think that was about 10 minutes. I think we're on schedule, off schedule.
Yeah. Okay.
Excuse me, I don't understand. I have a picture.
Yeah.
What kind of a picture? A Picasso?
No, of myself. You know, if I don't want to, and it's not showing up here. I was wondering why that, wasn't on your
Maybe.
Zoom.
You may have pinned your video. I think you might be able to switch your view on Zoom so that it shows everybody.
Oh, is that it? Okay, all right.
So I see 16. Right, unless we lost people. Mac, you ended it for everyone?
WordPress.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Okay, we're back.
And we're back.
Oh,
Yay.
We've got 42 in the Zoom. All right. I think that's it. So I'm going to get started. Once again, if you have any questions, once again, we're all being recorded. Everyone should be smiling their whole time, fixing your hair. Carlos, you look great this morning. And I'm going to get started. If there are any questions, throw them into the chat or the Q&A. And please mute your phones and or yourselves. Mac, you should have the power to mute someone individually if you hear someone's dog barking or something.
I'm on it, right?
You're on it. All right. So with that, let me share my screen. Let's do this one. And everyone should be able to see this. All right. All right, so the overview is who is the real Rafi Salem? What is the problem? Google's agenda, what is reputation management, why you need a digital marketing strategy, how important is LinkedIn, Google My Business, negative search results, search engine optimization, SEO, reviews, content, CTAs, calls to action, takeaway, and summary. All right, so first of all, who is Rafi Salem? If you want to get to know me, what are you going to do? Everyone answer at once. You're going to Google me. Very good. Audrey, I saw your lips move. So it all worked out. All right, so you couldn't see the last result because that's too blown up. But really, what are you going to see? So the first three results are my LinkedIn, my BNI. So I'm going to BNI with Roy Fenichel and Jennifer Mursky. Shout out to everyone in BNI. BNI Chapter 1, we are on a very powerful server. And we're highly optimized, and that's why that comes out as number 2. And then number 3 is Facebook, also a highly powerful website. So the next thing is Harry. If you've never heard of Harry, Harry is actually a website for the hospitality business. It has old information of mine, but because it's well visited and well trafficked, it has my information. Next is Twitter, which I tweet about. I used to tweet every day. Now I haven't so much because I've been a little busy lately. And then there is something called the Digital Journal, and an old company, my old company from last year, had my bio up, and they're showing up as well. And then the last 3 results on my top 10 are the Columbia Club of New York. Shout out to Marty Katz, with whom I put on a workshop. And because the Columbia Club has a big following and a lot of traffic, and we had a great event together, they come up. I wrote an article about how WikiLeaks posts Salem Global SEO algorithm to the internet, and that got a lot of traction and a lot of traffic, and it was well visited. So Constant Contact comes up, and then there's a small company called YouTube. As you can see, they're all my YouTube videos, or 3 YouTube videos. That's the max that you can get in the results. But what happens if I switch from the all when you Google me to Google Images? Now, that's me. I don't know if you can see my cursor. First image is me. Second image is me. Third image is also Rafi Salem. But as you can see, he's got too much hair. That can't be me. He's got too much hair. Then me, and me and Marty, me, up until you get to this guy with the Rolls Royce, who is also not me. So you can control everything here, because every time I post up something and I tag it with my name, I'm going to show up. So what's the problem? Let's talk about the first problem, is that companies, executives, and individuals are not always represented fairly or accurately in online media. Now, what's the second part of the problem? It's that Google and the media have their own agendas on how to report news and display search results. Whether it's Wikipedia, the New York Times, or CNN, they have their own agendas. And what is their agenda? Their agenda is to make money. They have maximized. There are some really smart people at Google. If you didn't know that, I am letting you know right now. Their main business is that they sell advertising. And if you want to hyper focus your advertising, Google is the answer. They have the most traffic in the whole entire world. And they're also capturing you and everything you do for free. They're getting your eyeballs in everything from YouTube to Google Maps, Waze, Meet, Voice, Docs, and it goes on and on, what they own and what we all use as consumers and as business people. So what is reputation management? And what is your online reputation? Obviously, it's Google. It's your reputation is what Google says it is. So the search results are the first and most important introduction and window into your business and your reputation. And who does reputation affect? Who's affected by these Google results? It's everyone. Every single business, whether you're large or small, whether you're B2B or B2C, retail, wholesale, startups, if you're an investment firm, if you're in real estate, if you're a public company, it'll affect your stock price. And if you want to hire, you will also want to recruit the best talent, and you want to have good Glassdoor and Indeed ratings. So the question is there a human behind it? Are the geniuses at Google clicking on their computer every single day to make sure that every single billions and billions of results are happening? And the answer is no. There's an algorithm. There's the Google algorithm, as we in the industry always talk about. But the question is it just completely random? Or is it set up in a particular way that you can control? And the answer is no, it's not random. We have more power than we think. So let's go back to my first result, to my top 10 page. So when you Google Rafi Salem, you see that LinkedIn is extremely powerful. So once again, shout out to Ken Lang and all the other LinkedIn trainers on the call today. If your LinkedIn, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna mention Jennifer Mirsky also, because all three of us are trying to work together. Your LinkedIn has to be in order. If you're not paying attention to your LinkedIn, you are in trouble. So the number one thing that comes up for Rafi Salem is LinkedIn. Now that's not true for everyone, but you must pay attention to your LinkedIn. And then the question is, not everyone is in a BNI, and certainly not everyone is in BNI 1, but that comes up second for me. And then there's Facebook. So whether you use it or not, you can control your results. But enough about me. Let's talk about a good friend of mine, David Edwards, and his company, Heron Wealth. So if I search for Heron Wealth, once again, this is all small, and I'll blow it up in a moment. If I search for Heron Wealth, which is a regular company out there, it's a wealth management company and certified financial planners, what do you see? So the first thing that you see is their website, their www, and they're only displaying right now, Google is only displaying these top 2 links. You can get up to 6 links if your website is optimized. And I'm just gonna let the cat out of the bag. We are using Squarespace for our website. It is convenient, it works well for us, but I'm also recommending WordPress in this presentation for those of you that can work in WordPress or others. And you can optimize a little better in WordPress than you can in Squarespace. Then there's LinkedIn again. So once again, get on the LinkedIn bandwagon. And then there are press releases. So online PR or offline PR, get into PR Newswire. If you're hurting or you're looking for more results, create a press release for yourself and put it out there on PR Newswire. Now, the second half of the page, that was above the fold. Below the fold, we have a few issues, not bad issues. There's a difference between issues and crisis. Today, we're only talking about issues because Heron Wealth doesn't have any bad issues. They don't have bad Glassdoor ratings or Yelp ratings, but they're up here. And you do not need them to be up here. What you can have is all your positive stuff that's on the second page. And if you work on those things on the second page, those can float up to the top, and then your negatives can float down. And obviously, all this is only a 10-minute seminar or a workshop, so we're not going to focus on this, but you can control everything that you see on this page. On the right-hand side, this is going into the knowledge panel. And you know what? I neglected to tell you about this. The knowledge panel is connected to, if you're a small company, it's Google My Business, and if you're a bigger company, it's Wikipedia. And obviously, you want to work on your Google reviews as much as possible, and ask your friends, family, colleagues, to give you an honest rating. Now, the other thing, if you look on the bottom of the of your knowledge panel, you can show off your social media profiles. So this is an opportunity for you to not only work on your social media, but also put it into your Google My Business so that it shows up here. And if you know who your competition is, you could see what they're doing also, and you could copy whoever is doing well. On page 2, this is what I was referring to before, that although Glassdoor and Yelp are showing up on page 1, Heron Wealth's Twitter is showing up on page 2. So a goal for David Edwards and Heron Wealth is to focus more on our Twitter so that would rise higher, and then everything else would come down. The importance of SEO. SEO is search engine optimization. And these are the questions that you should be asking yourself. Number 1, how is your site built? What platform? Is it on WordPress? Is it on Squarespace? Is it on Wix? Is it hand-coded in HTML? How many pages do you have? So if you have 40 pages of fluff, that doesn't matter. But if you have 40 pages or 50 pages or 100 pages of real quality, keyword relevant pages, you're going to float higher up in the SEO game. How many backlinks do you have? Who's linking to you? It's also a popularity contest. And if you go into Google and you look up site:heronwealth.com, you'll see how many pages we're indexed for. And also make sure that you have a sitemap, an XML sitemap, and a robots file that's working. Once again, I could do seminars. I could do hour-long seminars on all of these topics alone. And that's why it's really important to just get the basics. Remember, this is just an intro. Reviews. People all the time are asking me, Rafi, I've got a bad review here, I've got a bad review there. So number 1 is you have to work with the system. You must play in the sandbox. There is no, it is not a myth. Can we get rid of negative content? Can we get rid of negative reviews? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Google is seeking to replace something that's negative with something positive. They're looking for it. So if you play in the system, you will be able to work with reviews, whether it's Google, Yelp, Facebook reviews, or Glassdoor. But pay attention. And if the last resort literally is a legal proceeding, if something is negative out there and someone is really defaming your name, talk to a lawyer. The importance of content. So this is my shout out to Jennifer Mirsky on the call. Jennifer and I work on content every day. Every day you have to work on your content. Your website will not stay where it is unless you're adding to your website every day, adding to your social media, linking back. And this is the PR credo, that basically content and links on and off your website influences your search engine results. Let's go back to Heron Wealth for a moment, because what I love about David's website is that we've got everything here. Not only are we optimized, but also we've got calls to action. When someone comes to your website, it's not just, all right, they came to your website. It's what you want them to do in your website. You want them to act. You want them to call you. You want them to have a downloadable free investment guide. You want to have a Zoom meeting. SEO is a good and a good content strategy, and website traffic is only half the battle. You must engage with CTAs. Lastly, the takeaway for today is that I had a free downloadable reputation management and digital marketing audit questionnaire. I will put it in the chat so you can download it. This has been very successful for me and my clients and my friends. Just to go through your domain name, your hosting, your Google Suite, just to be aware. If you're a business owner, you must be aware. If you have someone working for you, make sure that they're aware of all the things on this roadmap. In summary, understand the Google agenda, manage your own online reputation. You can do it. You have the power now. You've got to create a digital marketing strategy. Your competition is already doing it, so you have to do it as well. Make sure your LinkedIn is optimized. Make sure your Google My Business is being worked on. Optimize your website for maximum links in search engine results. Develop a content strategy. Talk to someone. Talk to Ken. Talk to Jennifer. Talk to everyone on this call who's in this business. And certainly talk to Marty Katz, my partner, who does branding and messaging and business consulting. Also, you need social media strategy, video, email, and much more. And my final is that you want to own and control multiple websites. I own, as you'll see in my thank you, I own RafiSalem.com. I own BizDevLeaders.com. I own SalemGlobal.com, SalemPR.com. I say different things at those websites, but everything helps me be optimized for a greater experience. That's it. Thank you very much. I'm going to stop sharing right now. And I hope you enjoyed what I had to teach. I hope it wasn't boring for you. Usually I try to have some more jokes in there, but limiting to 10 minutes, I don't get the stand-up time. Mac, Joseph?
Excellent. Excellent work. Yeah, if we want to open it up to Q&A now, you guys can either unmute or drop questions in the chat, and we will try to answer.
Okay. I have to, if I have to look in the chat for questions, then.
I'll pay attention to the chat, Rafi.
Please, this is Doris. Would you please put your contact information back? You went there so fast, I couldn't get it.
Do you have access to the Google Doc?
I'll throw the Google Sheet link in there, Doris, and that'll have all the contact info on it. So one moment here.
Yeah, everyone should have access to the Google Doc.
While I'm doing that, Rafi, Jennifer asked or commented, I believe it's helpful to link out to external sites, even though it is counterintuitive.
Right. So that is definitely a debate in the industry. If you think about it from a relationship, let's get a little personal here. If I am always giving, and the person with whom I am in a relationship never gives back, the question is how does that look? So the answer is linking out does not necessarily help you. You definitely want to have links coming into, because that shows your popularity. Linking out doesn't show your popularity. Linking shows your generosity, but it does not show your popularity, which is what we're looking at.
Yeah, I mean, that makes perfect sense. I mean, I guess what I was told, years ago was just that even though it's counterintuitive, if you're linking to a big site, it's almost telling Google that you're more of a legitimate site. But then beyond that, just if you're listing your credentials, I would say linking to those schools and universities and businesses, that also helps your credibility,
Right. So there's credibility, but then there's also linkability, and there's also in the eyes of Google. So certainly, once again, if you're a generous person, or if you're a generous website and you link out, that's only helping someone else. And think about it from their perspective. So I went to Queens College. If I have a link out to Queens College, that's not helping me, but it's definitely helping them, having all the Queens College alumni all over the world linking back to them. That makes them an incredibly powerful site.
I would also say, to definitely link out on your, when you do status updates and things on LinkedIn, link out to your website too, because it's not just you, that anyone who's on LinkedIn may access that. So that's a very important thing to do.
I have a question. So let's say, just for example purposes, let's say you and I know each other, right, Rafi? And
Yes.
can we link to each other? I mean, is that helpful? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, someone needs to Zoom and someone needs to mute. The answer is it's a wash. If I'm linking to you and you're linking to me, it's a wash. It's not really helping. And if you think about it, if 100 people link to you and 100 people link to me, then it's too much. It's not really popularity. We're all just getting the same amount of links, and then Google doesn't say, oh, this person has 100 links and you have 100 links. So if we have the same exact website and everything else is optimized the same exact way, it's not going to help. I don't recommend linking to every single publication and every single friend and every single contact that you have. I don't recommend it at all. By the way, if you do want to promote someone or an event or something like that, use your social media. And definitely use your LinkedIn. I mean, I'm a power user on LinkedIn and on Facebook, and I am constantly promoting, but also constantly linking back to my site from social media.
So Alex Vachon asked, can you talk more about having multiple websites? Is there a lot of overlap? Do you operate under multiple brand names?
So excellent question. I'll bring back that slide very quickly. So as you can see here, I own RafiSalem.com. So what do I do at Rafi Salem? I link out to it's my holding place, and I think Jennifer used something called Linktree. That's the thing. So you could put that in your into the chat. And by the way, I put the free download of the questionnaire into the chat also. So RafiSalem.com, it's a completely legitimate site. And we're talking about legitimacy, and you cannot have the same content on one domain name that you have on another. It must be differentiated. So the idea of having a website dedicated to me, Rafi Salem, that's showing off my presentations and showing off my background, that is going to work separately than BizDev Leaders. BizDev Leaders is my business with Marty Katz. Marty Katz, wave hello. So on BizDev Leaders, we have a podcast and we interview people and we have workshops and we have videos from everything. These are all completely separate content. And I'm not sneaking it back there into linking back to Rafi Salem. But if I go back to, let's see if I go back to my Google results over here, these videos at the bottom, they are promoting BizDev Leaders, but look at how I named my YouTube videos. I named them Rafi Salem, Marty Katz, BizDev Leaders, Messaging and Branding Workshop. So that is pulling from that. So when I say multiple websites, I don't have control over YouTube.com, but I do have control over the videos and naming those videos and optimizing those videos and the content in that so that it helps me. Think about it. If I didn't have those videos there, if you Google yourself, what do you have there? I have YouTube videos, but the question is, what do you have there? Did I answer that question for Alex?
Can I add something quickly, Rafi?
Please.
So yeah, Linktree, just comes in for Instagram because they only give you one link out. And so there are multiple scenarios, link in bio, link bio, Linktree, but there is some talk that might have negative SEO effect, but what is useful about it is that it's basically a workaround, so you get more than one link from Instagram.
All true. I always recommend I always recommend actual domain names. I will tell you about a win, a recent win. So it's 2020, and I expect every single good domain name to be taken already. You know, you're not going to get furniture.com or business.com or creditcards.com, but someone that I'm working with is an architect, and she works in New York City as well as the Berkshires. So when I first started working with her, I said, what do you think the chances of our getting NYC architect? And by the way, there are 5 ways of saying New York. There's NY, NYC, New York, New York City, and Manhattan. So if you work in Manhattan or any other location, try to get that URL with what you do together with your location. Now, Amparo, who is an architect, she also works in the Berkshires. So I said, I wonder if BerkshiresArchitect.com is still available. And guess what? It was. So we're building a domain name not only at her company name and her product name and her service name, but also BerkshiresArchitect.com is incredibly powerful. So Margaret Enlow is on the call. Wave hi, Margaret. So Margaret is a coach. She is someone that moves you forward. And so the question is, she's located in New York City, but she can work with anyone in the United States. So, but if she's working, once we get through with all this Zoom Corona stuff, the question is, can you take NY, NYC, New York City, Manhattan coach? Are those still available? And by the way, she's not a baseball coach. She's an executive coach. Any other questions?
Just one more comment, sort of a comment masquerading as a question. So what you were saying, Rafi, about you can't have the same content in multiple places, is it correct that that's because it's considered duplicate content by Google and you're basically confusing the search engines where they should go?
100%. And by the way, just to get I am not a lawyer. Margaret Enlow is a lawyer, but I don't know if she's still practicing. You'll have to answer that for yourself, Margaret. But I will tell you that duplicate content doesn't help you. But where is my Zoom? I'm going back into the room. And this is copyscape.com. If you want to find out, a lot of us delegate out a lot of our web development and content to someone else. How do you know if a content developer is stealing content from somewhere else? If I take good content from somewhere else, and you don't know me, you found me on Upwork or somewhere else, you need to make sure that you're not copying content from another page, because if you are, then not only is there duplicate content out there, but you could be penalized. So never have duplicate content. It does. If you own both properties and entities, it's not going to matter, but you're not going to get ranked for both domain names. But if you steal it from somewhere else, hey, Audrey Glover, you've got your hand up.
Oh yeah.
Turns out there is another lawyer on the call.
Yeah, please don't do that. It could be copyright infringement. Please don't do that. You don't want to get sued.
Definitely talk to Audrey. She is a practicing lawyer in Florida, and she knows a lot about advertising and advertising law. I believe our time is up. Mac, Joseph, what else do we have?
Well, Rafi, do you want to
speak about the?
We've got the echo.
There's the big echo.
That's the classic. Do you want to speak about the follow-up event to this that's going to be happening July 16th?
Yes, so July 16th, we're going to have a follow-up event. This was just the intro, and you can watch the recording. We're going to, I don't know where are you going to put the recording, but.
Yeah, we'll do a follow-up email, and then whoever wants a recording, just reach out. Respond to that email.
So this was the intro. I'm happy to do the intro again, one to one or one to many. But in the next round, we're going to take it up to level 102. This was class 101. 102 is it's going to be more of a workshop, and we'll get some volunteers, and we will evaluate your reputation if you want to be evaluated. In my biz dev leaders workshops with Marty Katz, we call it being martified. So I guess in my workshop you'll be Rafified.
I have a quick for everyone. Kettle Space has a ton of other events going on this month, so I would definitely check them out. We have a pretty important event coming up next week on race and the current social unrest. So I encourage everyone to check that out. Being led by a pretty interesting woman. I'll let you go read all about it, but hope to see all of you there.
Okay, and before we go, everyone has to say cheese and smile because I'm taking a screenshot right now. So say cheese and hold the cheese. Oh yeah, fix your hair, Raul. Fix your hair. Fix your hair, Marty. Everybody has to click cheese and
Cheese.
All right, I think oh yeah, I've got a Melvin peace sign. So that was great, Melvin, because not only did I get the, not only did I see you fix your hair like mine, but then I saw your peace sign, which is perfect. I think let's go back to the agenda here. I think that's it. We've got
Yeah.
Oh, we've got so we explained the next event. Also my Calendly. Let me throw this in here. If any of you want to talk privately about any positive and or negative things, here is my Calendly, so you can get on my calendar. And the other thing is that if you want to stick around, it's 10:23. If you want to stick around and get into, by the way, there are still 37 people. What is wrong with you? Don't you have places to go? We can go into another breakout room session. So this is officially the end of this webinar. So thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause to Kettle Space. Sign up for Kettle Space. Sign up for Kettle Space, kettlespace.com. But if you'd like to stick around, we could do some more breakout rooms. Mac? All right.
Yep.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day, great week, great weekend.
Okay. Let's see here.
And keep on saying cheese because I'll take another screenshot.